Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs of 17th of May 2024. So let's start and see that what are the things we can learn from this day and what are the things we can upgrade in our notebooks. So before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you. So I've got some international news, banking and finance news, science and technology news, obituary, banks and authors, national news, and at last I'll summarize all the things for all of you. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Okay, so first news that we have today is that India extends budgetary support of US dollar 50 million to Maldives. So recently we have collaborated with Maldives to provide a UPI ecosystem in Maldives, and now India has extended the budgetary support of US dollar 50 million. So government of India has provided a budgetary support of $50 million in the form of a rollover of treasury bill to the Maldives for another year. State Bank of India has subscribed for one more year to the T-bill issued by the Ministry of Finance of Maldives upon maturity of the previous subscriptions. India has also announced humanitarian assistance worth US dollar 1 million to the government of Kenya to deal with the devastation caused by floods in Kenya. President of Maldives, Dr. Mohamed Muizu, capital is Male, currency is Maldivian rupiah. So basically, please remember that Maldives has got a particular $50 million budgetary support from India recently. And for what purpose? So they can particularly get some new things done in the Maldives. And India is doing very good things in neighborhood first policy. And under that also, they have provided US dollar 1 million to the government of Kenya to deal with the devastation caused by the flood in Kenya. International Day of Living Together in Peace, 16th May. So, International Day of Living Together in Peace is globally observed on 16th of May to mobilize the effort of global communities to promote peace, tolerance, inclusion, understanding, and solidarity. So, if we talk about living together in peace, there is another day that is called International Day of Non-Violence and Peace, and that day is dedicated on 2nd of October. So, do not get confused with the this one. 8th of December 2017, the UN General Assembly adopted the resolution and declared 16th May of every year as the International Day of Living Together in Peace. First ever International Day of Living Together in Peace was observed on 16th May 2018. Secretary General of United Nations Antonio Guterres, headquartered is in New York, United States of America, established in 1945 on 24th of October. And if we talk about this year's UN General Assembly, so in September, UN General Assembly 79th edition is going to be taking place. World Telecommunication and Information Society Day, observed on 17th May. So World Telecommunication and Information Society Day is observed on 17th May. Day celebrates the impact of telecommunication information technology on global connectivity. Recently, Japan became the first country in the world to have introduced the prototype or pilot project to check the use of 6G spectrum or 6G technology. It is time to reflect on significance, theme, and historical roots of the day. The day also addresses pressing issue in the field of telecommunication and information technology. So do remember, World Telecommunication and Information Society Day 2024 is observed on 17th May. Indonesia evacuates 100 nearing erupting volcano. So 100 of residents near Mount Ibu in eastern Indonesia have been evacuated, and the evacuation follows a significant increase in volcanic activity. So the volcano has been erupted, and what is the name? That is Mount Ibu, and it is in the eastern Indonesian region. And if we talk about Indonesia, so Indonesia is the largest archipelago in the world. Archipelago means that it has the largest number of islands of groups in the world. Authorities raised the alert status to the highest level after 2 consecutive days of massive eruptions. Precautionary measures are being taken to ensure the safety of local communities. So do remember that Indonesia, they have evacuated hundreds near erupting volcano. ReNew signed memorandum with Societe Generale for general transition projects of $1 billion over the next 3 years. So Renew Energy Global PLC Renew signed a memorandum of understanding with European Bank Societe Generale to support Renew's general energy transition projects in India and globally. This partnership will contribute towards India's net zero goals. Under this memorandum, Societe Generale will provide financial support of $1 billion over the next 3 years, mainly through the debt financing and advisory solutions. So do remember that Renew signed MOU with Societe Generale for energy transition projects. Renew has signed 5 power purchase agreements with the combined Renew General renewable energy capacity of 2.2 gigawatt and received letter of awards for an additional 5.8 gigawatt of RE capacity. So do remember that Renew signed MOU with Societe Generale for the energy transition projects. Recently, Adani Group has also signed a memorandum with the Sri Lankan government to create wind energy projects in Sri Lanka. And apart from that, recently Adani Group has also collaborated with the Edge Group of UAE to create the defense indigenous equipments in India. Unemployment rate at 6.7% in quarter 4 financial year 24. 22nd quarterly PLFS by NSSO. So according to the National Sample Survey Office and Ministry of Statistics and Programming Implementation, released its 22nd quarterly periodic labor force survey bulletin for January to March 2024. India's urban unemployment rate is currently weekly status terms for persons aged 15 years and above, declined by 10 basis points to 6.7% from 6.8% in quarter 4 financial year 23. At the low all India level, labor force participation rate in CWS increased to 50.2% and from 48.5%. Worker population ratio in CWS increased to 46.9% from 45.2% in quarter 4 financial year 23. So do remember that an employment rate at 6.7% in quarter 4 financial year 24. This is the 22nd quarterly PLFS by NSSO. SBI General Insurance introduced Bima Central platform to transform customer experience with innovation. So SBI General Insurance Company Limited introduced Bima Central, India's first insurance portfolio management platform to transform customer experience with innovation. The platform allows customers to aggregate their insurance portfolio through an electronic insurance account. Policyholders of SBI General Insurance with an EIA through Bima Central platform can manage their insurance policies and access their insurance portfolios through SBI General Insurance mobile app as well as through Bhim Central app. The platform enables users to add beneficiaries, nominees, and family members and others EIA policyholders a single window integrated access to their aggregated insurance benefit. Recently, Bank of India has collaborated with the Indian Coast Guard to provide the insurance and other benefits schemes to the veterans and to the service members of the Indian Coast Guard. And apart from that, recently, if we talk about, so AIA, Tata AIA General Insurance, they became the first insurance company in India to have provided insurance policies for the orbiting satellite that are sent by ISRO. So remember all these things as well. ADB approves $148.5 million loan to enhance power distribution system of Sikkim. So recently the elections were conducted in Sikkim. That is the Sikkim Kranti Morcha. They have got the 31 out of 32 seats in Sikkim and they have created the government. And just adding this information so that you can remember. So now ADB has approved a $148.5 million loan to bolster, modernize, and climate-proof the distribution system to enhance reliability, quality, and resilience of electricity supply in Sikkim. The project will upgrade and modernize the power distribution system of Sikkim with the installation of approximately 770 kilometers of climate-resilient medium voltage undergrounds or covered conductors. It will also replace 580 kilometers of aging and low capacity bare conductors with new conductors to increase distribution network capacity. Project will upgrade 26 existing power substations, including the installation of supervisory control and data acquisition system. Deploy 1500 units of public street lighting in remote areas. So do remember this, that ADB has approved a US dollar $148.5 million loan to enhance up PDS in Sikkim. Tata AIG partnered with Aurum to offer sale vaults for insurance coverage. So I just discussed about Tata AIG, that they became the first insurance company to give insurance to the satellite or orbiting satellites. Now Tata AIG has partnered with Aurum, a Bangalore-based asset protection firm, to provide insurance coverage to Aurum customers for their valuables. Under this partnership, Aurum Vaults would have complete insurance coverage up to rupees 25 lakh. Collaboration of Aurum Security Infrastructure and Technology. Tata AIG insurance coverage for safe vault owners will provide them with peace of mind in protecting their high value possessions. So basically, Aurum is a safe making company, a vault making company, and particularly they are providing insurance on their vaults with the help of Tata AIG General Insurance up to the value of 25 lakh rupees. Aurum partners with banks and real estate firms to provide state-of-the-art safe deposit storage facilities that are fully automated and available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So under this, the Tata AIG partnered with Aurum to offer sale vaults for insurance coverage. MSCI announced changes in MSCI Global Standards Index. 13 Indian firms added and 3 removed. So MSCI has announced changes in constituents for the MSCI Global Standards Indexes effective as of close of 31st May. 13 securities will be added to and 3 securities will be deleted from the India index, resulting in the net stock count of 146 for India in the MSCI Global Standard Index. 13 securities added to MSCI Index, Bosch Limited, Canara Bank, Indus Power Towers Limited, and others you can see in this list. The 3 companies removed from MSCI India Index are Berger Paints India Limited, Indraprasth Gas Limited, and Paytm 197 Communication Limited. And to add to this, recently Motilal Oswal Asset Management Company, they became the first company to have introduced the Defense Index in the investing market, in the capital market. Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia 2024 features 86 Indians, include Akshit Bansal, Raghav Arora, Bhagyashree Jain. So, 9th edition of Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia list featured 86 entries from India, including Akshit Bansal 29, Raghav Arora 28, co-founder of Static India, Bhagyashree Jain, founder of Disposal Company. 30 Under 30 Asia list by Forbes showcase young entrepreneurs, leaders, trailblazers under 30 who are driving innovations, transforming industries across the Asia Pacific region. 2024 list features 300 entries from 21 countries and territories, with India having the most entries, followed by China and Japan, Singapore, Australia, and Indonesia. And if we talk about recently, we also got an index regarding the wealthiest city in the world. So the wealthiest city, if we talk about, that is basically the New York City, and the richest country in the world is USA. And in India, the number is Mumbai and Delhi. They are on top. R. Lakshmi Kant Rao assumed charge as the executive director of RBI. So Lakshmi Kant Rao assumed charge as the executive director of the RBI. Remember, he's the executive director, not the governor, okay, of the highest regulatory bank of India, that is RBI. Before this, he served as the Chief General Manager in charge of the Department of Regulations, RBI. As an ED, he oversees the Deposit Insurance, Credit Guarantee Corporations, Right to Information Act, and Department of Communication. With over 3 decades of experience in the RBI, he held noteworthy roles including Banking Ombudsman at RBI and Regional Director of Uttar Pradesh at Lucknow. So do remember, R. Lakshmi Kant Rao assumed charge as the Executive Director of RBI. Quant Money Managers receives RBI note to acquire stake up to 9.98% in RBL Bank. So Quant Money Managers Limited has received Reserve Bank of India approval to acquire its stake up to 9.98% of the paid up share capital or voting rights in RBL Bank Limited. As of May 10, Quant Mutual Fund, an arm of Quant Money Managers, hold around the 4.68% stake in the RBL Bank. Quant MF manages assets worth rupees 77,358 crore as of April 2024 and has around 27 mutual fund schemes. So do remember that Quant Money managers have received RBI note to acquire 9.98% of stocks in the RBL Bank. China's industrial output rises 6.7% in April, whereas the India's growth have shown a significantly decline. So China's industrial output increased by 6.07% in April. The growth is significant rise from 4.5% in March. National Bureau of Statistics reported that this exceeded analytics expectations of a 5.5% rise. Data indicates a strengthening recovery in China's manufacturing sector. So do remember China's industrial output rises 6.7%. India's growing economic prospects versus China. So a UN expert highlights India's burgeoning economic performance compared to China. India's GDP growth projections for 2024 have been revised upwards to nearly 7% by different type of ratings like Goldman Sachs. According to RBI, they have all shown that it would be around 7%. The experts attribute India's economic success to increased investments from Western companies. Favorable import arrangements with Russia also plays a significant role in India's economic growth. So do remember India's growing economic prospects versus China's UN experts' insights. RBI bond repurchase, bank refuse losses, repurchase amount significantly below notified. So RBI per repurchase government bonds worth only rupees 2069 crore. This is significantly below the notified amount of rupees 60,000 crore. Bank resisted selling at lower price, resulting in limited acceptance. Bonds purchased during the pandemic at higher rates posed a challenge for the RBI. So security bonds are, as I told you earlier also, security bonds are those particular norms in which the government is taking money from the RBI, the highest banking authority in India. And in terms of that particular loan, they are particularly signing a bond. And it is mandatory for all the commercial banks in India and also the private banks that they should invest some percentage of their part into the security bonds. And with the help of this particular thing, the particular RBI control deflation and inflation in our country. So that these are the security bonds. Do remember the things about them. United Nations revises India's 2024 economic growth project upwards to nearly 7%. So we just discussed about this. So let's revise. So United Nations has revised India's economic growth. New projection is a robust 6.9%, up from 6.2% forecast. Strong public investment and resilient private consumptions are driven this growth. 6.6% growth rate is projected for 2025, highlights India's role in South Asia economic performance. India's internet economy likely to reach $1 trillion by 2030. Experts predict India's internet economy will reach $1 trillion by 2030. The e-commerce sector is expected to grow at an annual rate of 25%. E-commerce is projected to increase from 60 billion financial year 2023 to 325 billion in the particular year. This growth will make India third largest e-commerce market globally. So do remember India's internet economy likely to reach $1 trillion by 2030. GST portal implements machine registration for pan masala and tobacco manufacturer to curb evasion. So GST portal has introduced new forms and procedures for the machine registration. The initiative targets manufacturers in the pan masala and tobacco sectors. The goal is to combat tax evasion and enhance compliance. The move follows recommendation from the GST Council. GST was introduced in 2000. GST Act the 101 amendment in the Constitution was done in 2016. and in 2017 the GST came into the act. Outlook for India's export growth in financial year 25, FIO projections. So, Federation of India Export Organization forecasts merchandise export to reach 500 to 510 billion in financial year 25. Recently, according to the data, China has become the largest trader with India, and this is done particularly in the year of 23-24. This is a rebound from 3% contraction in the previous fiscal year. Service exports are estimated to contribute 390 to 400 billion dollar. Total exports are projected to approximately 890 to 910 billion dollar, driven by sectors like engineering, advertising, services. Expanding economic frontiers. DP World inaugurations of Chennai's free trade warehouse zone. So DP World has launched India's first largest free trade warehouse zone in Chennai. This solidifies Tamil Nadu's status as a premier hub for economic development. Ranjit Ray, DP World's vice president, highlights Tamil Nadu industrial prowess and strategic advantages. The inauguration marks significant milestone in DP World's commitment in India's economic landscape. Last year, if we talk about, Tamil Nadu became the the first state in terms of logistics, according to the index that was made out by the Commerce and Industries Ministry, and that was known as LEAD. So under the LEAD index, Tamil Nadu was the number one state in terms of logistics handling and trading. And now DP's World inaugurated Chennai's free trade warehouse zone. Indian port cargo projection financial year 25 and beyond. So Kate Edge Ratings forecast 8% surge in container volumes at Indian ports. This growth is despite potential disruption like an ongoing Red Sea crisis. Factors contributing to this growth include the connections of the dedicated freight corridor at Jawaharlal Nehru Port. Capacity expansion across ports are also expected to drive this increase. So do remember Indian port cargo projections for financial year 25 and beyond. NASA plans to build FLOT, the first railway system on Moon. So NASA, that is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, has announced its plan to build first railway system on Moon, named Flexible Levitation on a Track. The railway system is a part of NASA's Moon to Mars mission, that is Robotic Lunar Surface Operation 2. Road system will be developed by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. It will use unpowered robots which would levitate a 3-layer flexible film track to prevent abrasion from dust on the lunar surface. So NASA has planned to build FLOT, the first railway system on Moon, so that the particular equipments and things and technology can be transferred from one place to another with the help of railway system that will be deployed on Moon. International Day of Light, May 16. So International Day of Light is being observed on May 16 to acknowledge the pivotal role of light in science, culture, art education, sustainable development, impact diverse fields including medicine, communication and energy. 16th May marks 7th edition of UNESCO's International Day of Light. 16th May commemorates the anniversary of first successful laser operation in 1960 by American physicist and engineer Theodore Harold Heyman. Director General of UNESCO, Audrey Azoulay, headquartered Paris, France. So do remember International Day of Light 2024, May 16. Renowned author and storyteller and Padma Shri awardee Malti Joshi passed away. So Padma Shri awardee Malti Joshi, renowned author and storyteller, passed away at the age of 90. Joshi was awarded prestigious Padma Shri in 2018, recognizing her contribution to the literature and education. She also received Shikhar Samman, Dushyant Kumar Sahitya Samman, Ojaswini Samman, Rashtriya Maithili Sharan Gupt Samman for 2013-2014, Kamleshwar Smriti Puruskar and Hindi Sevi Samman. Some of her notable works include Madhyantar, Patakshep, Parajay, Ek Ghar Sapnon Ka, Wo Tera Ghar Ye Mera Ghar, and her novel औरत एक रात है. So these are some of the notable novels of her. And remember her name. Her name is Malti Joshi. She was a renowned author, storyteller, and she passed away recently. And she was a Padam Shri awardee in 2018. Anuradha Mascarenhas' new book, At the Wheel of Research, biography of former WHO chief scientist Soumya. Anuradha Mascarenhas, senior assistant editor, Indian Express, has penned a new book titled At the Wheel of Research, an exclusive biography of Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. The book is published by Bloomsbury Publishing India Private Limited. The book outlines the life journey of Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, the inaugural chief scientist at the World Health Organization and the former Director General of the Indian Council of Medical Research. She is an Indian pediatrician and chairperson of MS Swaminathan Research Foundation. MS Swaminathan recently got Bharat Ratna Award and he was recently died. And other than him, 4 other people also got the MS Swaminathan Award. He was the father of the Green Revolution in India. And remember, Anuradha Mascarenhas has got a new book, At the Wheel of Research. Lawrence Wong became the new Prime Minister of Singapore. So Lawrence Wong Shud Sai, a United States trained economist and former civil servant, sworn in as the fourth Prime Minister of Singapore since independence. President of Singapore, Tharman Shanmugaratnam, administered the oath to Wong on 15th May. Wong succeeded Lee Hsien Loong, who relinquished his position after 20 years. He will be leading the fourth generation People's Action Party or 4G government as the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister until general elections set to be held by November 2025. So do remember, Lawrence Wong became the new Prime Minister of Singapore. The capital of Singapore is Singapore City, and where you can find the Singapore, Singapore can be found in the Malaya Peninsula. Nepal PM seek fourth vote of confidence amid opposition protest. So recently, Nepalese Prime Minister Pushpak Kamal Dahal, also known as the Prachanda, is seeking his fourth vote of confidence. The vote is scheduled for Monday amidst ongoing turmoil in parliament. Janta Samajwadi Party Nepal has withdrawn its support within 18th month of Dahal taking office. This withdrawal has prompted the latest confidence vote. So do remember the name. Nepal PM seeks fourth vote of confidence. And what is the name of Nepal's Prime Minister? Pushpak Kamal Dahal. Recently, Nepal has introduced a 100 rupees note in which they have shown 3 disputed territories that they have a dispute on with India. Senior IPS officer A.Y.V. Krishnan and N. Venugopal appointed as additional director in CBI. So senior IPS officer A.Y.V. Krishnan and N. Venugopal has been appointed as the additional director in the CBI. Their appointments are seen as a move to bolster the investigative capabilities of the agency. So remember the name A.Y.V. Krishnan and N. Venugopal appointed as the additional director in CBI. Appointments are expected to enhance the agency's efficiency and effectiveness. National Dengue Day, May 16. So National Dengue Day is annually observed on May 16 to spread awareness about dengue, a mosquito-borne viral infection disease, to promote preventive measures to combat dengue. Dengue is a disease that is caused by Aedes aegypti, the name of mosquito. The annual observance of National Dengue Day is led by Minister of Health and Family Welfare. National Dengue Day is connect with community control dengue. And please do remember that Director of National Center for Vector-Borne Disease Control, Dr. Tanu Jain, headquarters, New Delhi. So National Dengue Day is also observed on 16th of May. IMD issues severe heat wave alert for North Indians from 18th of May to 20th of May. So India Meteorological Department has issued a severe heat wave alert for parts of northern India. The affected region include Punjab and Delhi, with temperatures expected to soar. So, what is a heat wave? When the temperature is somewhere around 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. At that particular time, heat wave hits the tropical areas, and particularly they are very devastating and especially very harmful for the people, as many people get heart attack or heart stroke because of this heat wave. So heat wave is a very dangerous thing. So the heat wave is forecasted to last from 18 to 20th May. Temperature in the national capital could reach up to 45 degrees Celsius. Shrinkula Tunnel work to begin by mid-September. India is set to commence work on Shrinkula Tunnel by mid-September. This project is part of strategic infrastructure development along India's borders. The tunnel aims to enhance military mobility and logistic support in regions like Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh. So please do remember that Shrinkula Tunnel will be commenced from September, and particularly the tunnel will help in connecting the places that are remote areas. Like if we go to Ladakh, you will find a lot of tunnels in there that are like Umlingla, Khardungla, and similarly the Shinkula tunnel is also in the same case. Construction signifies India's commitment to improving connectivity and security, especially amid prolonged military standoff with China. So do remember, Shinkula tunnel will be commenced from the coming September. Kapil Sibal elected as the president of Supreme Court Bar Association. So famous senior advocate Kapil Sibal has been elected as the president of Supreme Court Bar Association. Election was held recently in New Delhi. This marks Sibal's fourth term as the president. He succeeds senior advocate Adish C. Agrawal. So do remember who is the current president of Supreme Court Bar Association. That is Mr. Kapil Sibal. Supreme Court comes under Article 124 of the Indian Constitution. Let's revise what we have learned. So India extends budgetary support of $50 million to Maldives. International Day of Living Together in Peace, May 16th. Unemployment rate at 6.7% in quarter 4 financial year 24. 22nd quarterly PLFs by NSSO. SBI General Insurance introduced Bima Central platform to transform customer experience with innovation. ADB approves $148.5 million loan to enhance power distribution system. Tata AIG partnered with Aurum to offer safe vaults for insurance coverage. MSCI announced changes in MSCI Global Standard Index. 13 Indian firms added and 3 removed. Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia 2024 featured 86 Indians, include Akshit Bansal, Raghav Arora, and Bhagyashree Jain. R. Lakshmi Kantrao assumed charge as the executive director of RBI. Quant Money managers received RBI note to acquire a stake to 9.98% in RBL Bank. China industrial output rises 6.7% in April. Indian growing economic prospects versus China. RBI bond repurchases, bank refused losses, repurchase amount significantly below notified. UN revised India's 2024 economic growth projection upwards to nearly 7%. India's internet economy likely to reach $1 trillion by 2030. GST portal implements machine registration for pan masala and tobacco manufacturer to curb evasion. Outlook for India's export growth in financial year 25. Expanding economic frontiers, DP World's inauguration of Chennai's free trade warehouse zone. Indian port cargo projection for financial year 25. NASA plans to float the first railway system on Moon. International Day of Light 2024, May 16th. Renowned author, storyteller, Padma Shri awardee Malti Joshi passed away. ReNew signed MOU with Societe Generale for Energy Transition project as $1 billion. Lawrence Wong becomes the new Prime Minister of Singapore. Nepal PM seek fourth vote of confidence amid opposition protests. Senior IPS officer AYV Krishnan and N. Venugopal appointed as the additional director in CBI. Anuradha Mascarenhas' new book, At the Wheel of Research, biography of former WHO chief scientist Soumya. National Dengue Day observed on May 16th. IMD issues severe heat wave alert for northern India, May 18 to 20. Shinkula tunnel works to begin by mid-September. Indonesia evacuates hundreds near erupting volcano. Kapil Sibal elected as the president of Supreme Court Bar Association. World Telecommunication and Information Society Day observed on 17th May. And that's it in this session. I hope a lot of things you learned in this session will help you in your exams. And we will meet once again in next session. Until then, please take care everyone and see you soon.